Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. I've got some nice easy cards today, and the purpose of this video is really just to show you this lovely stamp called Healing Hugs. I'm not going to show the flower today, it's just the sentiment I'm going to use, but I've got some other projects coming up soon. I've learned a new technique today and I really want to try it out, and I'm going to be using the leaves for a project coming up in the next week, so look out for that. And the best way to look out for that is to subscribe to my channel, so hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and as soon as I've got another video coming out, then you'll be notified of that. I'm trying to get as many videos out before I have to go back to work at the beginning of September. College opens again in September, so I'm going to be back at work. So I'm just trying to get as many projects out there as possible. So Healing Hugs we're looking at, and also Forever Greenery, which is a beautiful set of papers with all different greens in there. The two that I've got here, we've got on the white background, we've got leaves in garden green, and on this piece of DSP, we've got leaves in shaded spruce. So I'm going to make two cards. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make two cards. And I haven't cut any paper or anything up yet, haven't cut these up yet, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to do in real time. Just recently I've been doing all of my paper cutting before the video so that it's all made up, so you can see now in real time how long it takes. It's like if I actually had my paper trimmer out. Right, we start off with a piece of A4 cardstock. Now this is UK A4, okay, and our A4 across the short side is 8 1/4, whereas I think certainly in the US, I think, isn't it 8 1/2? I don't know. So it's literally all it is though is sliced down the middle. So you might even have a piece of 12 by 12, or you might want to trim that down to 8 inches by 12 inches. It's up to you. So I'm going to, on the short side, so if you're in the UK, your A4 paper is 8 1/4. So we are going to trim this down to 4 1/8. Get a little maths lesson with these tutorials as well. And with both of these, so I'm going to do a bit of a production line. So when I talk about production line card making, this is what I mean. So we're going to make two cards at the same time. Now with each of these, UK A4 cardstock is 11 3/4 inches long. So we need to score this at 5 7/8. So if your A4 paper is not, or A4 card rather, is not 11 3/4, you need to measure it and then score it in half. So score that in half at 5 7/8, and then fold that. And then the same with this bottom. So that's card bases done. So our card base measures 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. So now I want to make a layer. So I've got garden green for one card and shaded spruce for the other. This layer is going to measure 4 inches. I'll trim that to 4 inches by 5 3/4. So that's the layer for one card. So that's going to sit on there like that. So it's got a small border all the way around. And then our other border is going to be in shaded spruce. So this will be 4 inches. I'll cut everything out first and then we'll glue it all together. 4 inches by 5 3/4. Just recently, well today, I've been clearing out my craft room and I have got so many bits like this, and do you think I could bring myself to throw them away? I can't. I've literally got boxes full of them. I need to be ruthless one day and just get rid of them. Anything under a certain size. Are you like that? Leave me a comment if you're like that and you find it difficult to get rid of your scraps. I just think, well, I might need that. So there's that layer there. Now, got those two. So each of these, I want another layer again. But what I want with this one is, whereas I trimmed this to 1/8 of an inch less than my card base, I want to trim this 1/4 of an inch because I want to have a bigger border all the way around. So if this measures 4 inches by 5 3/4, then our layer, our DSP, needs to be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I've got a blog post for this. All of the measurements will be there. But if you want to do this with me while we're crafting, so watch the direction of your card, of your paper rather. So this needs to be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. That goes on your shaded spruce, and as you can see, that's a bigger border all the way around, and it just gives us a chance to see some more of that card. And then we'll do the same with the other piece. And I think these cards, because of the leaves, it's a nice card for anybody, male or female. Let's just check. Did I do that right? 5 1/2. No, I didn't. That's me not watching properly. 5 1/2. How gorgeous are those greens? They are. Let's just take a second to admire those greens. Before this paper came out, I couldn't really care for green. It didn't really bother me whatsoever, but actually I think they're lovely. Now, we're going to make another card with these before the end of the video as well, so I need to get a move on, don't I? So the next thing we need is then some circles. So I want a circle in white, 2 circles in white, and 2 circles in my cardstock. So I need my 2 1/4 inch for the coloured cardstock. So we'll have one in garden green, and we'll have one in shaded spruce. So we've got those, and then we need to do some stamping. So get some scrap of white card, and I'm going to be using the Get Well Soon sentiment. So we're going to make 4 Get Well Soon cards, because you never know. Might have a few people that are ill, but at least you've got them on standby. Or I might choose a different sentiment. I might choose a different sentiment for the other cards we're going to make. So this is garden green. I can see that ink is quite wet on there, and I'm concerned that I have stamped it too far down. No, that'll do. That'll be fine. So we've got one of those in garden green, and we'll have one in shaded spruce. Let's close that before I dip my elbow in it. And I need to clean off my stamp, and I haven't got anything here to clean it off. So this is shaded spruce. So it's always ideal to stamp first and then punch out, but that's not always, oh, beautiful colour. That's not always possible. So with your 2-inch punch, we'll stamp that out. Okay, let's put these together. So there's our shaded spruce for that one. I've lost my circle, there it is. And there's that one. Let's just get everything together and make sure we've got everything as it should be. Right, let's start off with this one. So to stick everything together, I'm going to be using mini stamping dimensionals and multi-purpose glue. So let's start off by putting our paper onto our card. I've just realised I seem to have tattooed myself with the stamp. I've clearly gone and stuck my arm in it. I'm really hoping that this will show you just how easy it is to make cards with some cardstock, some beautiful DSP, Stampin' ink. It's the best way to start this. So I'm going to mount this circle, the white circle, onto the green circle. Yes, I'm only using 2 dimensionals, don't shout. I am a frugal crafter. It is what it is. And then we'll put that on there. I'm doing it just to be rebellious now because I know that people don't like it, and it's like, you're not using enough dimensionals there. No, maybe not. But it works. Now you can put this anywhere you like. You could put it down there, you could put it there, you could put it up there. Where should we put it? Let's put it there. Just put it somewhere different. There you go. We're showing off the DSP in all its glory. Right, let's get that one stuck down. And then I've used white cardstock for this card base just because it's got the white in the background. If it had any other colour, then I might use that colour as a card base. But I tend to use black, white or very vanilla for card bases. Right, there's one card down. Let's get the other one going. So I'm going to stick that to my cardstock. Greens are so vibrant, so vibrant. They're just stunning. Let's get this stuck on there, and I'm going to push the boat out now, and I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on here. So where are we at? 14 minutes. I am going to stick 2 cards on the end of this tutorial. Stay tuned. We're nearly done with these. Now, where shall I stick this circle? So while I'm sticking these on, you choose and see if you're right. Where do you think I'm going to put it? I've conformed. I've put 4 on there. Okay, I know where I'm going to put it. I've made my decision. It's going in the middle. And then we'll get that stuck to our card base. Oh my goodness, the green is just beautiful. I I've never got this excited about green. I mean, if you look to my wardrobe, there's no green at all, really. There's a couple of green things. I don't wear green. I think it's because when I went to school, our school uniform was bottle green. And I think it's just put me off green for the rest of my life. But since these papers come out, I've learnt to love green again. I'm embracing the green. 2 get well soon cards. So let's make 2 more because, and the reason I'm doing that is because I've got 2 pieces of this left. So I'm going to make 2 more cards. Now let's measure these. These are going to be about 2 inches. Where's my ruler? There it is. So 2 and a bit. I'm going to trim these down. They're 2 1/4. I'm going to trim them down to 2 inches wide. I'm going to make some really simple cards now, very similar to what we've already done, but with slightly smaller paper. So I'm going to trim this down to 2 inches by 5.5. We'll do the same. We'll do the same dimensions. So that's 2 inches by 5.5. I'll do the same with the other piece. There's very little waste on this. Very little. And me being a frugal crafter, I can cope with that. Oh, it started raining. You can hear it tapping against the window. So now I need to keep that out. Go back to the shaded spruce, and I want a piece that measures, 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. I'm going to be able to do, no, let's just get, I'm just going to get rid of that bit. Right, 5 3/4. By 2 1/4, just so I've got a nice border. So there's my shaded spruce bit, and I'm going to do something else with that in a second, you'll see. Hold that thought. 2 1/4 with this one. By 5 3/4. Got that like that. What else did I want to do? I then want some circles. So I want in 2 1/4 in the shaded spruce. Oh, I don't know if I've got this big enough. Oh, I have just about. Good grief, that is close. So I got those, but I need some white. So I've got my white cardstock, so we'll start with the shaded spruce ink and just tap that, stamp it and punch it with the 2-inch punch. Let's put on the right one, that's the shaded spruce. And then with the garden green, do the same. Right, that's got those sorted. Now there's something a little bit different I'm going to do. So with these pieces, I'm going to take the Detail Trio punch. And I'm going to round the top left corner and I'm going to round the bottom right corner. It's a bit squeaky, my detailed trio punch. And I'm going to do the same with the shaded spruce cardstock. So round the top left and round the bottom right with my squeaky punch. And I'm going to put that like that. It just makes it a little bit nicer to look at. Gives I don't know, just makes it a bit different. And then I'll do that with the other one, with the garden green. So we are almost there. We're ready to construct. But I've got to make my card bases. So we've got that there, like that. So it's got everything sorted. Let's just sort our card base out. I'm going to make 2 of these in exactly the same way as we made the others. Trim this 4 1/8. That's 3 1/8. Oh my gosh, that's a really bad mistake to make. That is something that I actually do quite a lot, which I find I really annoy myself when I do that, because I don't stop and think. So measure twice, cut once. I mean, I know that from my sewing days. I still go and do something like that. What a doofus. So there's one card base, exactly the same as we made the others. And there's our second one, if I can just get that straight. Now let's start the construction. I love this bit. I love getting, once it's all cut out, I just then love putting it all together. So put your cardstock, put your DSP on top of your cardstock. Nice even border all the way around. And I'm just going to load this up with dimensionals. Now, slightly different with this one. So I'm going to put this, it doesn't matter where you put it really, you could put it right in the middle, but I like to put it just slightly left of the middle, because I'm going to put that there. But there's no rules. The one thing about art and craft, there are no rules. To be honest, that's my mantra and I'm sticking to it. And often when I make these videos, I get people that they comment and, they might say, oh, I would have done it like that, or why don't you try this? And I really welcome those comments. I don't find them negative at all. I like to hear what people say, and actually I think, yeah, you know what, you're right. Someone said to me as a comment on YouTube the other day, you need to change your blade. I know, and I'm really sorry if you're now watching this. I haven't changed my blade. I will do that. So I'm going to put that there in the middle. I think that works better in the middle. Let's pop that down like that. And we are nearly done. We are very nearly done. Now I can have a nice tidy up. Go and find out what my husband's doing. I think he's playing some music downstairs. really is raining quite hard outside now. I do not want a return of those thunderstorms that we had earlier on in the week. They were fierce. And where I live, we don't really get a lot of thunderstorms. But Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday night. Now I have what's known as astrophobia, which is a fear of thunderstorms. It's not for me a case of I just don't like them. I am petrified of them, but by the time we got to Wednesday night, I was starting to get used to them. Oh, got a hair on that one. Get off. And then finally, we are nearly there. So that's taken less than half an hour to make 4 cards. Now I know nobody's going to be making 4 get well soon cards, are they? Unless everybody you know has fallen ill. But you either, they don't have to be get well soon cards. They could be birthday cards. These could very easily be birthday cards, anniversary cards. I've got some congratulations cards to make. Members of the family have got A-level results. So I've got congratulations cards to make as well. So, it could be that. Just making some simple cards. And there's nothing nicer than receiving a lovely handmade card in the post. See my previous blog post. I think I published that on Monday, cards that I'd received from my teammates. And it's just so nice. So there we go. 4 cards, less than half an hour. That one kind of stands out, doesn't it, all on its own because it's up in the top corner. But these definitely work better in the middle. And those, you've got two different sorts. So I can just put these in my stash now, ready for if somebody's feeling a little bit under the weather. So thank you ever so much for joining me. Bit of a mammoth video today, but 4 cards in a video is pretty good going. I'll be back again tomorrow. I've got another sketch tomorrow. Goodness knows what number we're on now, but I've got that to show you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.